on tonight on this Tuesday? We got Palon in the house. Joe, my brother from another mother. Scotty Scott, how are you? Pedalamas. Whiskey Tango, good to see you, Whiskey Tango. And Mike, what's going on, Mike? How's everybody this evening on this Tuesday? We're going to be live for a little bit tonight, guys. We will take some calls. Got home very late. I want to talk about today, what's going on? Well, what's going on is this. So, this guy, this man, this sheriff, Pima County, has come out this afternoon publicly, and he's made some comments. He has made some comments on what? What's he making comments on? Good evening, Diane, Vicky, how are you? Amy, good to see you. Come on in. Now let's talk a little bit tonight. Always good to see you guys. Thank you so much, Crystal. How are you? Good to see you. All my members, all my subscribers, all my loyal subscribers. Just a little bit. So Chris Nanos, after Savannah Guthrie speaks emotional yesterday, is this coincidence, Sharon, or not? Now, it'll be 6 months, I believe, Sunday. Correct me if I'm wrong. And thank you for the gold coin. Appreciate that. Who sent that? Sashi, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Right off the bat. Thank you so much. Marissa, how are you? Victor, I have the water. Good evening. Everybody sit back. Get your barbecue potato chips. I like barbecue potato chips. Whatever you enjoy. Was it coincidence? Julie, welcome back, Julie. Good to see Julie from Kentucky Derby. I'm going to make up names. We got Connie, Godfather Part 1 and 2. We have Julie, Kentucky Derby. Who's next, guys? I don't know. You guys tell me. Now, Brian Inton from News Nation, he went in front of Nancy's house. Apparently, that video was taken today or yesterday, and he made a short video of him in front of the house showing no trespassing. You know, just he was being there. He was there because it's 6 months. So is it just all coincidence? Not Brian Inton, but I'm talking on Chris Nanos, because I want to talk about this evening is this. Hey, John, Maria, who's John now? Good to see you, John. John, kick back, get a cigar. You guys tell me. So Savannah, bring everybody up to date in case you missed it yesterday. We had a live yesterday. If you missed mine, I'm sure you've read about it or another stream. We all know about Savannah coming on, and who was she addressing? Well, some of you think she was addressing the perp. Well, obvious she was asking and begging for mercy. You know, like please bring mom. You know, give mercy. You know, give hope. Now, some people think maybe she was talking to the FBI. Others think, well, maybe she was talking to Nanos. Or maybe it was A, B, and C. Maybe it was A, B, C, and D. Maybe it was also the media. YouTubers, streamers, us, public, News Nation, Fox, CNN, whatever you want to say it. But I have a feeling that Nanos from the Attorney General of Arizona, of Tucson, I have this feeling. I didn't hear this. My feeling is I believe the Attorney General and representatives around Tucson, Arizona say, hey, that wake everybody up? Hey, you better do the right thing. Come out and address the public. You don't have to do a press conference because we know you don't do that. But come out and address and respond to Savannah Guthrie. And I'm gonna read it, what he says in a second. I just want to welcome more in the chat. Vicky, good to see you. Aaron Scott, how are you, Aaron? Mark, I did not. I've been so busy, Mark. I promise you right off after this live stream, I will check it out. I have had doctor appointments, talking to homeless people, representatives. I wasn't able even to feed the homeless today. So I'm going to call myself out, guys. Been swamped. But I thought it was important to come on and address this. Sam says, hey, Sal, are you ready for the surgery? Sam, I'm going to talk about that. Sam, if you're going to be here for a little bit, remind me in a few minutes. I'm going to talk about it because this is about Nancy, but I'm going to talk about You're going to be surprised, Sam, on two different doctors on their views, just like you have so many, you have the FBI and Pima County on this Nancy Guthrie. Yeah, go Phillies baseball. Okay, so I read this here if you haven't heard it. I'm maybe some of you have just heard it. So Nancy Guthrie case, breaking news today. If you call it breaking news, I say it is. Sheriff Chris Nanos, I quote, says he's still positive. I like that. I mean, I've called him out, guys, but I want to, whether he was put to say this, put a 1 in the chat if you think somebody, Attorney General, Governor, Representative, put a 1 if you think somebody told Sheriff Chris Nanos to come out today and address publicly. I forget what news channel he was on. I think it was I put a 2. Put a 2 if you think he just did it because it's the right thing to do. We got some 1s right off the bat. Now, so Sheriff Chris Nanos says he's positive. So again, I like that word positive. We are all about positively on this channel. I like that. Whether they put him up to it or not, it's certainly a good word, positive. I mean, that's good, right? Because we are positive, right? We're positive that we're going to get the suspects, plural, or the suspect, or remains, or some miracle. I just want to say this. There's no body, as a family member said, a cousin, Sal, no disrespect to your YouTube channel. That's okay. Tell me the truth. You know, you keep saying remains. I said, okay. He goes, can I correct you? I said, yes, you can. You're my cousin. He says, there's no body. She can be alive. You know what? He's right. And a lot of you just said that. So maybe it's a miracle we need right now in this nation if she's alive. All right. So he continues to say, we're still positive. Investigation will be solved after Savannah Guthrie's new Instagram plead the video of her missing mom. Nanos goes on and says, Sheriff Chris Nanos says, I quote, the investigation has not stopped, has not lost momentum. Make all means, we have not stopped. Now, let's stop right there, speaking of stop. We all thought, according to Nanos, that there was no communication with Savannah Guthrie and the siblings. Annie. What happened? All of a sudden now, it seems like to me that Sheriff Pima County is involved as well as the FBI. You guys tell me in the chat. This is so crazy. I'm going to get into my thoughts in a little bit. So I got to blow this up. You know, when you get old, where's my reading glasses? Let me bring it up. All right, the Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has been quoted saying that the investigations are still confident about the case, notwithstanding the length of time involved in the search process. It's clear, I quote, this is Nanos, it's clear that there is still much evidence which has not yet been examined. More evidence that has not been examined in Florida. According to Nanos, not the FBI, welcome in everybody, there's just so much the DNA we have to get through. So there's more DNA. So he's admitting there's more DNA. If you believe Nanos. If you believe it. And it's also been confirmed that, sorry, I lost my spot, guys. Long day. Experts from several laboratories have been examining the evidence. The authorities believe that any little information could be helpful at some point. So there you have it. There you have it. That's Nanos. That's Pima County Sheriff. He addresses I don't know who he's addressing this to. This came out of the Sunday Guardian. This was reported by Amarine Hamad. So, whatever. He didn't come out publicly to News Nation. He didn't address this to Fox or CNN. In fact, News Nation Brian Itton says he's tried multiple times in the past, present, weeks ago, to interview Pima County Chris Nanos, but Nanos has declined, I stand correctly. He did not say the words decline, but he has not responded to Brian Itton at News Nation. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, Mr. Mikey. Thank you for being here. Appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much. There is a lot of DNA not new. Why didn't he say that from where? Oh, wait a minute. There is a lot of DNA not new. Why didn't he say from where? Interesting. Joe! How are you, Joe? Good to see you. So, Joe, I said 50-50. We were leaning to the higher in the 50s, if you know what I mean, Joe. And here we are for a little bit. A couple things, Marissa. A couple things on that. I personally think, and I've said this before, my opinion. Before I give my opinion, I want to say hello to Keep It a Buck. Mr. Falzools, are you healed up? We will discuss that if you're going to be here, Keep a Buck, Adrian, in a minute. I'm not healed. I'm far from healed. It's going to be a long, long roller coaster ride. Sal, Isabella starts school on August 6, 2026. 8th grade. In the chat as well. Hello, Isabel. Good to see you. School. Can you believe school's coming back? What happened to school being breaks for 3 months? Now it's like a couple weeks. So, a couple things to the Nancy Guthrie and Savannah. Here's what I take. Oh, thank you very, very much. Sal, you're a good guy. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here's the deal. I think there's much, much more behind the scenes with the FBI. As far as Pima County, me personally, I think he's communicating with the FBI behind the scenes. I think the FBI is only going to tell, my opinion, is going to tell Nanos very little. Well, why? We're not going to get into all that. A lot of us have been following Nancy Guthrie for a long time. We know that this man here has really butchered the case, Sir Daniel. But I think they are going to, he is the sheriff, and I believe they have the FBI. I think Pima County should know what's going on, hoping that Pima County doesn't spill the beans. But I believe that they're communicating as far as the DNA goes. I think there is more DNA out there. I think there's DNA, but, and I said this last night. I said this a couple days ago. I've said this last week. I even said this a month ago. There's probably so much DNA coming out, and there's some reason it's just not confirmed 100%, if that makes sense. It's just not, and they're trying to get the suspects, the DNA, and I keep saying suspects, multiple. They're just trying to get it all together, the FBI. And they're probably communicating with Pima County at the best they can. However, I believe the Attorney General, I even believe the governor of Arizona, I believe they're probably said to Nanos, let me tell you something. We know we're all in bed together. We know you're the sheriff. We know it's about money. But let me tell you, we didn't tell you to handle it this way. I'm speaking on the fact as the governor. We want you to come out tomorrow, meaning today, after Savannah spoke, and say positively, say good words. If you have to make up anything, just do it. Because if you don't respond, Savannah Guthrie might come down very hard. Because you got to wonder, 6 months? If this was an Irish family, or a black family, or an Italian family, or any family, there would be somebody in that family who would have a temper and would say, hey, What the F is going on here, Pima County? So I think somebody said to him to speak. Now, I can be off. Maybe he has a heart. Maybe he just did the right thing. But I think definitely the governor has said, hey, speak now or you're gone. You're going to go in early retirement. It's just my perspective. Interesting, though, how he comes out today. All right, what we got here? We got Amy, welcome in. Oh, 2 months and 2 days summer vacation. It's not enough in my opinion, Crystal. I don't think, real quick, not off topic, I don't believe 2 months and 2 days is enough for a summer vacation. Just my opinion. You know, I used to teach school. I think they need a full 3 months just to rest the brain. And that's just my opinion. Off topic real quick on school. Welcome in, Sir Daniel. Barbie's in the house. I'm doing well. There's another thing on the Attorney General might know. Jace Beefer, welcome in. Yes. Receptions. Oh, the receptions. Oh, how did the meatballs go? Victor, it went real well. I couldn't sleep last night. I ate 6 meatballs, beef veal and pork with Romana cheese and garlic bread. I was dreaming all night. I was full, but it went well. It was good. Thanks to my wife. And thank you guys. I don't like to eat on live. I'll drink on live. It's just a rule of respect. I've done it before. But yes, the meatballs went good. Thank you. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. So what do you guys think? Hey, so what do you think? Call in. Who wants to call in? There's the number. We had some good call-ins last night. 702-447-9027. What do you think on... I mean, if you want to talk about anything on the Nancy Guthrie case, I'm okay with it. Let's keep the calls around 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most. But I'd rather talk about Nanos, Pima County. Is Pima County, do they know more than the FBI? Is the FBI communicating with Pima County? Does Pima County even know what the hell state they're in or what county they're in? Is it just all racketeer? Is this one big cover-up? Who was Savannah talking to yesterday? I believe she was talking to the suspects. Some of you think she was talking to her sister Annie. Some think she's just desperate. Some think maybe she's talking to the streamers. Like to hear from you. JFF88, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Ben, it's Ben saying, great to have you, Ben. You kidding me? It's great to have you here, Ben. Thank you. We got here. Pima County is the perfect place for such a crime. You know, wow. Well said. Vicky, how are you? Good to see you, Vicky. Kara, welcome in. It was great talking to you yesterday. Way back when we were in school, we got out in the middle of the May and went back after Labor Day. Yeah, we always went back in Labor Day too. You know, we're showing our age. I'm showing my age. But yeah, I think they need a little bit more time than 2 months and 2 days or whatever. I think 3 months would be pretty good. Whoa, Greg. First of all, Greg, I hope you're doing well and I hope you had a great day. I want to read Greg's message. I think Savannah is putting heat on Nanos. Thank you, Greg. I didn't put my notes tonight, Greg. Absolutely. Thanks for... Yes. I think so too, Greg. What do you guys agree? Where's Greg's comment? I'll repeat it. I think Savannah's putting heat on Nanos. What the hell? It's like bees? How the hell is there bees at it's hold on, guys. Wow, something got me. Maybe it was just a horsefly. It's crazy. Manja, Joe. Sounds damn good. Kara, I wonder if she... I think so. I think Greg might be right. I think maybe Nanos has hit the boil point. All right, Nanos. Savannah. Hold on, guys. I got horse flies here. Shit. I figured tonight I'd come outside a little later, not as hot. I could smoke a cigar. and have a great live with you. And I got horse flies. Horse flies. Christine, first of all, Christine, God bless you. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for asking and coming in. We're covering the Nancy Guthrie. We're going over Savannah's remarks yesterday, begging the suspects to do the right thing. And we want to ransom those. And now tonight, bring everybody up to date real quickly. We're discussing the sheriff, Nanos, comes out and says how he's positive on the investigation. So we're just chit-chatting and giving our perspectives. I personally think Savannah has bitten her tongue so much. She's got sores in her mouth like I had a couple days. I bet you Savannah has bitten her tongue like, I just want to rip this guy apart. Like, chew him out. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Shelly, thank you. You know what? Hold on, guys. Time out. What a great bunch. We got Victor reminding me for water. We got Shelly saying, like the cigar. Yeah, that might get rid of the horse flies. John, enjoy that cigar. By the way, John is Maria, using Maria, his wife's YouTube. It's John, smoking cigars. Victor says, hey, speaking of which, have water. Horse flies and water and cigars and Diet Coke. And a sheriff, I tell you, I can't even look at this guy's face. It's just horrible. Let me see if there's any kind of video. Maybe he did have a video. Hold on. I don't think it was a video. Yeah, I think it was just... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there is. Hold on, guys. Oh, no. No, this was just yesterday, I think. I don't know if this is Nanos. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. I thought I had something with... No, it's not Nanos. It's Savannah, her emotional plea video yesterday, I think. But wait a minute. I thought I seen something here. I'm sorry, I'm dodging horse flies, trying to keep my cigar lit. One minute, guys, sorry. I thought I seen something with Nanos. I thought maybe I seen a quick... Oh, wait a minute. No. All right, never mind. No, that's not it. Oh, wait a minute. No. Nah, no video. Just a photo. Look at this guy, though. Look at this Scacciot, guys, in Italian. I mean, he should be doing so much more. Where was all these positively invested? Where was all these words earlier? Why didn't he come out months ago and say, you know, we're still positive, we're investigating? Where was that at? As, I think it was Marissa who said that. I mean, there it is there. Read it for yourself. Still positive, investigation will be solved after Savannah Guthrie, a new Instagram plea video for missing mother. That was yesterday. Where was that yesterday? Where was he 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago? Where were these words? I mean, I think this would have been okay a couple months ago. I mean, it wouldn't have been perfect, but it would have been better just staying quiet and knocking the streamers, calling out YouTubers, right? It would have been much better for him to. Also, I think he's making a big mistake too, man. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, trying to dodge these horse flies. What was the 4 stars on his collar? That's a good question. I don't know, Joe. You want to look it up? I don't know. That's a great question. The question was from Joe, what were the 4 stars on each of the collar from Nanos? Yeah, I think personally, my thoughts are the Attorney General, the governor, has said to him, I'm telling you guys, you heard it from me. This man, I give it a month that they'll make him an offer he can't refuse. They will make Nanos an offer he can't refuse. Go retired in the sunset. We'll make something up. We'll say you retired. Somebody got sick in your family. God forbid. We don't want that. But, we'll make up something, right? We need you out of here. You have made things very difficult for us. Oh, what do you mean? Aren't we all in bed together? I thought we all stick together to the end. No. You've messed up this case. Savannah's getting hot. She's starting to call us out. We got Cash Patel calling us every other day. We got President Trump investigating the case. You're out of here. Trust me. 1 month I give him. 1 month. He's gone. Because who else are they going to get rid of? You think they're going to dismiss the Attorney General? No. Are they going to make the governor step down? Absolutely not. Forgot who the governor is. The governor, isn't he the who's the astronaut? Isn't that astronaut the governor? Or is he the senator? What we got here? A big lack of communication. That's a good comment. Interesting comment. Chatty, Kathy. I'm going to read that out loud to the chat. There was a lot of different groups of people working in this. I think there is a big lack of... Oh, yeah. Well, obvious. And the FBI as well. Mark Kelly. Marie, thank you so much. It's been a long day, Marie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Senator Mark Kelly. He was an astronaut. God bless. I feel that he's getting heat on Mark Kelly as well, the senator in Arizona. Yeah, thank you, Dank. Will, how are you? So, just my thoughts, guys. Love to hear from you guys. If you want to call in, there's the number, 702-447-9027. And what do you think? Is Nanos getting the heat? Is he feeling the heat from Savannah? Is Savannah getting tough? Is she aggravated? Pissed off? Mad at the FBI? More mad at Pima County? Pleading yesterday, begging for answers, speaking to the perp, speaking to the suspects perhaps. Do the right thing, she says. And then a day after, you got Nanos coming out. And you also have the 6 months coming up. And I want to talk about Brian Itton in a minute. When they finally reveal she's hiding, I'll be there. Crystal. I thought he'd be gone already. Yankee girl. You don't like the Phillies, Yankees? I'm only kidding. Yankees girl. Yeah, I mean, I think I think they're gonna have no choice to remove him from sheriff. But I think the easier way is to make him retire. Martha, is that Martha? Thank you so much, Martha. Martha, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Yankee girl says they didn't take any of her meds when they took her. Stacks, what's going on? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. God bless you and your family. Hope you're doing well. Oh, you're from Tucson. Yankee girl. Call in. Give us what you're hearing if you feel comfortable. Anybody else? Anybody want to call in and We're talking Nancy Guthrie. You could talk anything on the case. I like to kind of stick with your thoughts on Savannah last night, and also Sheriff Nanos. He spoke, or he addressed all of us. Randy says too much prior controversy surrounding Nanos. Yeah, I think they, Randy, I think they think they're going to make him, he's got to go. They can't have him in anymore. Oh, the elbow. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the elbow real quick, guys. I try not to make this about me, but I know a lot of you are worried, and we are a family. So, can I get off topic just for 2 minutes? So, a lot of you know I have a tear in my elbow. You can see it swelling. And I'm not wearing the brace but I went and seen a doctor yesterday. He told me 100% I needed surgery. I have 2 tears. One's a full tear. One's a partial tear that's been there for a long time. I don't know how they determine that. He alluded that he said that it's a 12 millimeter tear, and I was a little nervous. I said, that's big. Guys, what you see is what you get. You guys can laugh. I said, that's big. That's like 2 inches. No, sir. He didn't laugh. I'm laughing. He says, no, sir, it's about as big as your nail, your nail on your finger. I said, okay, but I need surgery. He goes, yes. He goes, however, I don't do surgery anymore. I'll make this real quick, guys. I don't do surgery anymore. I do spine. I said, oh, excuse me. You make more money on spine. And he didn't like that too much. But anyhow, maybe he did. So he goes, but I need you to come in today, and meet with the surgeon. I go in today. I'm in the room. It's cold. I'm waiting. I'm nervous. It's not the end of the world, but nobody wants surgery. He comes in. How'd you hurt your elbow? I said I was doing triceps. So I went back to try to explain. It was like this, but I can't do it. He said, oh. I said, yes. He goes, I'll see you in 3 weeks. I go, 3 weeks? I don't want to wait 3 weeks for a surgery. I want to get it done. He goes, no. I want to see if you recover. I said, recover? I thought you can't recover if you tear. He says, well, you can't. There's a bone out there, but stay with me. Scar tissue and muscle fibers can fill that gap, maybe. So I need you to go continue to work out, baby this like hardly any weight, and eat good, smoke lots of cigars. I'm only kidding about the cigars. You guys know that. I told him I had a pool. He said, go in your pool, do this, do that, and maybe in 3 weeks when you come back, you might not need surgery. So I'm like, whoa. The other guy said I needed surgery. What's going on? He said different opinions. I said, enough said. Can I go now? Absolutely. So that's where we're at with the elbow. So I think that's good news, right? You think that's good news? I mean, come back in 3 weeks. So he thinks that maybe it might heal. I mean, I don't lift heavy weights. I don't play baseball. I don't power lift. So anyhow, enough with me. It's not about me, but I just wanted to, you guys were asking. So Janine, how are you? Good to see you. Palon says yes. Chatty says good news. Oh, real quick, guys, can I continue? Or something that's going to make you laugh. Will, my wife, Maribel, whoa, she goes, she didn't come today. She wanted to. I said, I don't want you to. I call her, hello. She goes, when's your surgery? I said, well, I don't need it yet. Well, what do you mean? I said, I don't need it. Oh, I know you already. I've been married 30-some years. I said, yes. You know, husband and wives, we got to keep arguing a little bit. She goes to me, I bet you talked that doctor out of it. You know how to, I bet you talked him out of it. Whoa. I said, why would I talk him? I'm not going to talk a doctor out of it. So she was a little upset. I'm going to call the doctor. I don't believe you. She didn't, of course. But anyhow, guys, I like to share a little bit behind the scenes of what happens, guys. What you see is what you get. I shared like 95% of what happened. All right. The reason I didn't share 100%, we need to get back to Nancy Guthrie. Recovery, out loud. How are you? What the hell? I'm getting a call. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting 2 calls here. Whoa. It was a survey. What the hell was that? Is somebody pranking me? I'm only kidding. All right. Oh, Sam, get a second opinion. Sam, so I have a. All right, maybe. Because both of these doctors work in the same office, Sam. Both of these young men, I call them young. I'm old. I would say they're 40s. They're in good shape. Both of them work in the same office. Both have different perspective. One says, surgery. If I don't, I won't be able to like do. And the other is saying, not yet. I just got a call from a survey. What the hell's a survey mean? What are they surveying? Rondo Days, yeah, it's really none of your business, but I'll just take it that you're not trolling, you're just curious. So, but yeah. All right, all right. Frank, how are you? Marine Girl, how are you? Good to see you. Larson, where you been, Larson Christopher? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. All right, guys, anybody want to call in? Once again, we're talking Nancy Guthrie. Where's Nancy? Why Nancy? Why did Savannah come on yesterday? Is she pissed at Nanos? Chris Nanos, the sheriff of Pima County, comes out publicly today. What did I just do here? Uh-oh. Did I just time somebody out by mistake? I hope not. If I did, no, I don't think I did. Okay. Yeah, you called yesterday. You can call again, Kara. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Janine, we're here for you. I'm so sorry to hear that. They break your heart. They really do. I don't know what humans. Let's just say this: humans are humans, right? But our pets, we love our pets, and they just break your hearts. Yeah, I think I got bit on my ankle, Tish. Why they have to go right on the ankle? Why couldn't it go like on my leg? Right on the damn ankle. Let's see here. My parents live a couple miles from Nancy's house, and they are really spooked. They got a pit bull for security. Yankee Girl, only if you feel comfortable tonight or whenever. Love to hear you. Call up and just, if you felt comfortable, you don't have to. You can just comment. I'd love to hear from anybody in Pima County because, a good point. The neighbors have to be a little spooked out. Why? Well, we don't know if these people, the perp, will attack again. We don't know. Maybe it's the family. Maybe it's another neighbor. Maybe it's, we don't. So imagine living there and thinking, hey, 6 months, Sunday, and we don't have suspects. All we hear is beep-a-bop, beep-a-boop, beep-a-bop, beep-a-boop. And what that means is go watch The Godfather Part 2, and you'll know what I mean by that. Or Godfather Part 1. But yeah, it's all a bunch of rambling, and, but again, if you're just coming in, Nancy Guthrie break-in case. Nancy Guthrie case breaking news today. Sheriff Cristiano says he is still positive. An investigation will be solved after Savannah Guthrie's new Instagram plea video of missing mother. Mike, always a pleasure to see you tonight. I know we were a little late, guys, but we are here. It's a little cooler. I just could not do it earlier. Too hot. Two Strokes MX, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I'm doing well. Doing well. Yankee Girl says they're in their 80s. Yeah, I mean, Yankee Girl, it's got to be scary for people in their 80s, 60s, or younger. I'm assuming most people that live in that area are older, $1 million homes, and you got to, I'm glad you brought that up. I really am. I'm glad, Yankee Girl, seriously. I'm glad you brought that up because it does refresh my memory and everybody's memory that we talk about some of the neighbors are disturbing and whatever. Everybody has their opinions on different ones, but it's got to be kind of for some people. Some would just go on with their daily activities, right? Hey, it's not going to happen anymore. Maybe they got in their head it was family. They're not going to come after us. But you have another percentage of people that are living in that area saying, hey, I'm worried. Is this man going to come back? Are this woman going to come back? Are these men and women going to come back? Are we going to be okay? It's 6 months. What's going to happen another 6 months from now? So yes. Andrew, how are you? So yeah, I don't talk about that this much, but it's got to be alarming for the neighbors. So thank you for bringing that up, Yankee Girl. Yeah. Because we had an incident in this neighborhood where I met Mike. Mike, I'm sorry, I have to throw you out there. Where I started my lives a few years ago, Mike, has it been 3 years? And we had an incident 2 houses down where they were bringing a whole family out. It was a shooting. And a lot of people in this neighborhood, some people moved. And some were like, okay, we haven't had this in 30 some years, we'll be okay. Others are like, I'm scared. I'm scared. So everybody takes it different. Hello, what's your name? Hello?
Hi, Sal?
Yes, this is Sal. Sorry, I had the volume down.
Oh, that's okay. This is Cara again.
Yes, good to hear from you again. Yes, you could call in multiple nights. We're not like one of those, I'm going to make everybody laugh. Hold on, Kara. We're not like one of those old, we're all old on here, right? I'm the only kid. We're not one of those old AM, FM radios where you only get to call in one time. No, you could call in a couple times. What's on? What's on?
Oh
Sorry.
my gosh, I wish the Yankee Girl would call in.
I know, Yankee Girl. Call in, Yankee Girl.
Oh, that would be, because, I mean, she lived there. Her parents lived just, not too far from them.
It was our uncle, I think.
So,
but yeah.
Yeah, and they're like in their 80s. That's got to be scary for them.
Scary if you're 80, scary if you're 60, or scary if you're 20. We had a shooting here 3 years ago, like I was just saying a minute ago. Everybody takes these things different, right? I was like, I got to be honest, I was worried for a couple days. I really was. But, I kind of get over it. Some people don't get over it and they move away.
Yeah. I mean, I had a neighbor a few years ago that supposedly her place had gotten broken into, but they think that it was an inside job.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah. But, I was listening to Ashley Bainkoff, or something, and she had this 17-year-old young man on her show, and he called up Nanos and interviewed him. And
really?
He was shocked that he actually... he was shocked he actually answered the phone. So it was interesting because he was asking questions that nobody else was asking.
Oh.
And she was asking him, like, did you ask him about, like, the blood? Did you ask him about the DNA? And he goes, no, I didn't, because... And then there was something he said that every time somebody asked him about it, he would get incredibly angry, and so he's like, I stayed away from that. He was just asking different questions, and it was interesting, and it was like, he came up with a lot of really, really
I didn't hear that, but real quick, I just want to tell you real quick. Joe, thank you so much, and congratulations to Two Stroke MX. Joe just donated a membership. Sorry, Carrie. Yeah, I didn't.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very nice helping out the channel and the homeless. I didn't hear that. I'm not saying it's not true. Yeah, Chris. I would think that Brian Inton. I would figure if anybody would get an interview, it would be Brian Inton from News Nation. He's a little calmer, collective. He's on News Nation.
He's tried.
I know he's tried, but no response.
But no response. Yeah, after the last one he did, which was in February. I think it was the last I heard. It was in February that he got a interview with him, and he goes, "He won't take my calls."
I'm thinking now that if I get a clear build, if my shoulder I don't need surgery. I'm going to be going out to Pima County. I think I'm going to go. I've already made my decision. I'm going to wait the 3 weeks. I had to go back. If I get it clear that I don't need surgery, I think I'm going to drive out there. I can't promise everybody, but I have my way. I can't promise I'll get an interview with Nanos, but I can promise you I'll get an interview with somebody from Pima County. I will guarantee 100,000%. I'm coming out very smart on this, huh? But I'm telling you,
Yes.
I have a way. I just get stuff done here in Vegas, homeless. It might not be with Cristianos, but I think I can get an interview with somebody there, even if it's for 2 minutes. Because I think I can. But you got to be smart on how.
I think you can.
I think so. You got to be smart on how you present. You got to come with an interview that they're winning. Okay? You can't be overpowered.
Yeah.
You got to be like, they're winning. They're in control. You can't say, well, why that? Why not? But hey, things like, just for an example, hey, it's been 6 months. Say I go out there in 7 months. It's been 7 months. How sad this is for the neighbors. Try to make them talk. Maybe they will talk to you and slip and say some, or not slip, but maybe you can just get a word or two from a 5-minute conversation, Carl, that can open it up.
Yeah.
Not open it up, but make a little bit more sense, right?
Yes. And it's, and that's all. It's like, we don't need to have the details.
No.
We just need a little more
Right.
information.
Yeah, you don't want to be yelling out, hey, what's going on? Why didn't you solve this? No, we don't want to, follow him around in the Corvette. Not the right thing to do. He comes out in a Corvette, bye-bye. No, it's not my style anyhow. But if you go about it like you're on their side, they are winning, they just might open up. Maybe the secretary, maybe his...
It just might, yeah.
Maybe his chief of staff, maybe. So I am going out there. I can't promise everybody, but I'm definitely going to go out there. I mean, if Brian Inc. can go out
That
there.
would be so cool.
Oh, absolutely. He can go out there and walk the street and do a video. I mean, I know he's not out there 24/7. Why can't I?
Yeah.
It's my right.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not going to, obviously not going to be out there live streaming for an hour. Not saying that's wrong from anybody. That came out kind of a wrong way. But at least go out and present and show the viewers, a little bit what Brian Inton showed. Maybe we get lucky and we see Annie or Tommaso out there present. You never know.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
I don't think they're in Italy.
Get an interview.
Yeah, I don't think they're in Italy.
No, yeah, everyone keeps saying that they're in Italy.
No,
don't they?
no, they're not in Italy.
Isn't that where he's from?
Yeah, but they're not there. It would be a couple things. Let's just say for conversation they are involved. It would send a huge red flag. Let's say they're not involved. It's just, I couldn't see them leaving right now. Okay, let's just say they're not involved 100% off. It's still young. 6 months is still young on your mother-in-law and your mom being missing. I could see it in a year, or I could see if they had a trip lined up. Maybe they had tickets presented to go to Italy for vacation. They're saying that because he's from Sicily. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I just wanted to call in and say hi, and I hope that you don't have to go to surgery.
Yeah.
Surgery's no fun.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal, but it would change on my travel, and I really like to go out there at least once. And but thanks for calling in. I greatly appreciate it, Kara. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And what's her name? The one that's what was her name? The one that's from
Savannah?
Pima County. What is her name? Yankee Lake girl.
Oh, Annie?
Please call in, Yankee girl.
Oh, Yankee girl. Yeah, Yankee girl, call in. Yankee girl. All right.
Please call in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care.
You bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yankee girl. Where's Yankee girl? All right. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go out. I think if everything's okay and I don't have to go in and do any last-minute surgery, I think I'll drive out. I'll drive out there. I have the Gladiator. Fill it up a couple times, right? And who knows? Maybe we get an interview with, maybe we hit a grand slam, we get an interview with Nanos or his chief of staff or somebody. I think so, Texas. Yeah. I mean, anybody else that lives in Pima County or in that area, and you're coming across this channel, call in. My name is Sal Capano. We would, on behalf of the chat, we appreciate anybody else want to call in, any law enforcement, anybody. Victor, today was not as bad. I don't know what it was, Victor, but I'm able to actually sit outside, even though it's later, and the phone's not overheating. So, but yeah, it's been crazy heat. But it's also been hotter. And you see me looking to my right, it's my pool. So when you guys see me look to my right, I know it's your left. It's your left on the but my right, it's like, do I go in that pool? Sal, look up Ashley Banfield. Hello, this is Sal.
Hi, Sal. It's Yankee Girl.
Who's this?
Yankee Girl.
Yankee Girl! Forget about it. You called in.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick.
No,
Say hello to the Philly guy over here.
Well, I'm from upstate New York originally.
Oh, okay. Good, good.
That's why I go with Yankee Girl.
Well, good for you.
So, yeah.
So tell
But
us
I
a little
live
bit.
here in Tucson.
So you live there. You live in Tucson.
Yes.
Okay, so you live in Tucson, but your uncle lives
26 years.
26 years. Okay.
No, my adopted parents live a couple, miles away from where Nancy was kidnapped.
A couple miles. Okay. And
In fact, the Culvers that was on the news,
mhm.
that's the Culvers that we go to. It's just
Wow.
2 minutes from my house.
So what are they saying? I mean, what are they obvious you put it in the chat a few times. They're scared, right? Or they're worried.
Well,
They're worried.
Well, I personally think that she has already passed.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my personal opinion because they did release information that she was on medication and they didn't take the medication when they took her.
But what do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's just a random person who picked Nancy Guthrie's house? Do you think it's a bunch of people who think they're going to come back, whoever did this? Or do you think it's leading towards the family? What's your thoughts?
Well, my initial thought was it was somebody in the family,
Right.
but that supposedly they cleared everybody in the family.
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly. But, I mean, we are half an hour away from Mexico. So it's very plausible that they could have taken her and had her over in Mexico before anybody even knew it.
But who would do this kind of crime if it was in the family? Who I mean, that's a question. I mean, I'm asking you, but I think that's what some of the neighbors might be saying.
There's speculation that somehow Savannah Guthrie had a Bitcoin account, and she had a lot in her Bitcoin account, and people are speculating that somebody found out about her Bitcoin account and they took the mother for ransom because of it. But I personally think that it's going to come back to somebody that knows her personally.
I think so too.
I mean, that is my gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would drive down I-19, which I-19 goes to Mexico, I got a really eerie feeling right after it happened.
Did you? Here's the thing.
And
Here's the thought. Here's the
news.
thought, Yankee Girl. Real quick though, I have a few clients that are 80 and older, and family. None of them have Bitcoin accounts. They don't even know how it works. I'm not saying it's possible. A family member suggested it, so I'm just saying it's.
No, I'm not saying that she had it. I'm saying Savannah did.
Oh, Savannah. I'm so sorry. Okay, I stand correct. I misunderstood you. Okay, got it. Go ahead and continue. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Savannah.
Yeah, there was a news report released that Savannah had a Bitcoin account with a lot in it.
Wow.
And somebody found out about it. But I mean, the cartel is all in Tucson.
Right.
We are really, really close to the border. so, I mean, you could literally be there in a half an hour.
What are people saying? You say the supermarkets. Are people talking about it? You pass people. Is our name coming up like, hey, anything on Savannah?
All the time.
Yeah?
All the time.
Are they saying, are they
All the
like,
time.
are they nervous? Are you reading them? Are they scared that they think they're going to strike again? You go to the post office, you go to the whatever, the gas station. So they're always talking about it, right? Lots of talk in that area.
Yeah.
You're right there. You're
Everywhere.
in the heart of it.
Right. It's in the news all the time. People are talking about it all the time. And, people want answers. And Nanos, I don't like them. I mean, I love Pima County Sheriff.
Right. You don't like
just
him.
for the record.
You don't like Chris Nanos.
No.
Yeah.
No, and I prefer Pima County over TPD. TPD is kind of worthless.
I'm with you.
But
Because there's some good people that work in
I
that office that are good sheriffs, good police, good detectives, right? On all fairness, right?
Right. From what I was told, he has his little favorites, and they have seasoned detectives that can be on the case to solve it. And being that they weren't on his good list, he was having them do stupid stuff like answer the phones for the hotline numbers.
Wow.
Have
you ever seen Nancy? Have you ever seen Nancy when you ever run into her at the supermarket? Seen her walking?
I actually seen her one time.
You
but
did?
I at a doctor's office.
At a doctor's
She
office?
was with her daughter, not Savannah, the other one.
Annie.
But I didn't know who she was then.
Right, sure.
I mean, Tucson isn't that big. I mean, that small. I mean, like, you see people, and, like, I'm better with faces than names.
Yeah, me too.
But, yeah. But I seen her one time, and I was at the doctor's office, and I was crocheting, and they commented on what I was making, and that was about it. It wasn't like I knew him. It was
Right.
just in passing.
At a doctor's office. And that was Annie you seen.
Yeah.
Annie. Okay. What about Nancy? Nancy Guthrie.
That's what I'm saying. Annie was with
I'm
Nancy
sorry.
at the doctor's office.
At the doctor. Okay, got it.
They were together. I just didn't know the other daughter's name.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But I mean, my gut feeling is that it's going to be, because they talk about the ransom note being like perfect English, and it's not AI, and the son-in-law is a teacher.
Right.
And then there was band members that they were talking about. I guess he was in a band.
Yeah.
But I mean, ultimately, Annie and her husband were taking care of Nancy. And so, that's always been my first thought when all this went down, was that it was somebody that knew her.
Yeah, I think a lot of us on here agree with that. Not all of us. There's 89 tonight, but yeah.
But, I mean, like, the elderly, a lot of them have been getting dogs and getting them trained.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially in her neighborhood. My adopted parents, they got their pit bull, and they had a trainer come in, and it was like black belt canine, and he said that he was training 20 dogs in Nancy's neighborhood.
Whoa, do you guys in the chat hear that? We were talking to a Yankee girl who was nice enough to call in, who lives right there, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And they're training dogs. People are getting dogs. I'm sure they're getting alarms as well. How are you holding up?
And cameras.
Cameras. How are you holding up? I mean, it's been 6 months. It will be 6 months. Are things getting easier for you? I mean, it's not easy for everybody. Handles these things different, all ages. How are you holding up?
I'm holding up pretty good. Arizona is, we can carry guns here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't go anywhere without my gun, honestly, but we've got a really big homeless problem here.
You read my
Really
mind. That
big.
was my next question. That was going to be my final question because we help out the homeless on here, and we have a homeless challenge here in Las Vegas, and I'm not going to get into all that right now. I just love doing it, but I'm hearing you have a lot of that, and we seen interview room, as Joe says, we got 103 likes. Wow, thank you. We heard the interview discuss. Why don't they go out there and shake the trees and talk to some of these homeless and people out there, because the streets have ears and eyes, right? So it
Right.
is.
Well, my son was actually homeless for a year,
Oh,
and he lived out on the street.
sorry to hear
And
that. Hmm.
our city, well, he was doing drugs at the time.
Okay.
He's clean and sober,
Right.
and
Still,
got his
sorry to
life
hear that.
together
But
and
go
so
ahead.
forth.
Yeah, my prayers. Yeah.
But they don't have the homeless programs here in Tucson, because I personally called trying to get my son into a program,
Mm-hmm.
and they literally, you got to call at a certain time, and if they have any openings, it's like you got to call every day. And then the Gospel Rescue, not that they're a wonderful program, but you have to line up at, like, some people go out there at 8 o'clock at night
Right.
just to get in the next morning, and they only take like 10 people.
Right. That's like here in Vegas as well. Almost.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't have, the city mayor doesn't want to do anything, and I'm talking about there's people laying on sidewalks.
Who is the
There's
mayor?
people
Who
laying-
is the city mayor in Tucson?
Regina something.
Regina
I forgot her
something.
name. She's Democrat, and we're a sanctuary city.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, let's just say this for the chat. I don't like to make it political. A lot of people know who I support, but let's just say this. I'm going to tell the truth. You have it on both sides, right? We have it in swing states. You have it in blue states, red states. But I'm hearing from like 857 Tucson and other people, and also people that work for Pima County that are friends of mine and law enforcement, that it's kind of
Right.
like they're all kind of in bed with each other. Now, it happens in all states and cities, but they got caught with their pants down on this one, and it just seems like what I'm hearing, they all kind of stick together, right?
There's people that are calling out Nanos,
Yes, I'm hearing that.
and a lot of his deputies, and
On the same
they are
party.
being
It doesn't
punished.
matter if they're Democrat, Republican. Same, they're just
Right.
had enough, right?
Right,
Okay.
like from all sides.
Right. All sides. I like that. Yeah.
And the thing is that we all want to find out what's going on with Nancy.
Sure.
And it's just sad that they dropped the ball.
They did drop the ball. Better words, they dropped the ball. Right.
I mean, it's just, they went in, they didn't secure the crime scene, and
Now, Chatty just said in the chat, she says, I would so love if she was alive. Yeah, wouldn't we all?
yeah, but I personally, like, with all the medical issues that she had, I really doubt
Yeah.
that she is.
Yeah.
So, and she had chronic pain, and she was taking pain medication, and with somebody with high blood pressure and heart problems, they literally was going over all of Tucson with helicopters flying low, trying to ping her pacemaker.
Interesting. I have a question that you brought that up. Have you, back 6 months ago when this incident happened, or even most recently, have you seen a search other than the streamers or maybe some local volunteers? Have you seen any big search from Pima County? You live
No,
there.
but I think they just searched the desert over by her house. I mean, the helicopter we were in different parts of Tucson,
Mm-hmm.
and we seen that helicopter going low, and they said on the news that they were trying to find, her pacemaker, and they had the technology to ping it. But
other than that,
other than
no
that
other
helicopter,
searches that you
no.
can see. You're right there. You would see it. You would hear the helicopters. You would hear the dogs. Speaking of dogs, nothing. But why?
Right.
I'm asking you in the chat when I say why. Why? You go first.
Well, because probably resource. They should have brought in TPD. They should have brought in everybody on day one, but they didn't. Pima County Nanos has tried to, because he wants the publicity, wants the fame. You know, he wouldn't let them send the DNA to Quantico. He had it sent to Florida.
Right.
I mean...
Right. There's no giving with this guy.
There's a lot of things. Literally, there's a lot of people here in Pima County that want him gone.
Think he'll be gone? Think they'll make him an offer he can't refuse, meaning, hey, early retirement to make it look and sound better? What's your thoughts on that? You live right there. We're listening to Yankee Girl
honestly,
in the chat.
I'm shocked that he's still...
You're
sure.
shocked. You're shocked that he's still there after everything that's gone down. So sloppy.
Because within a month, when it wasn't, nothing happened within a month, you know, everybody was saying, get rid of Nanos. They had clowns, you know, on street corners with signs saying, you know, Nanos is a clown.
Yeah, Randy just said he's a, subscriber says he's a corrupted puppet. I love that. That's a good word.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, like I said, he had a lot of good people that he could have used, but he didn't.
Did you vote for him?
No, I actually voted against him.
You voted against him.
And there was a big drama where supposedly they were supposed to do a recount when he won. But
It was
I
a
don't
female.
know if
It was a
happened.
female. It was a female sheriff, right, running against him.
Yep.
Got it. Just wanted to make sure I was.
And I thought that anybody would be better than him.
Right.
You know, it's just Pima County. I love Pima County, and
Sure.
I don't want people thinking that Pima County is bad, because when the stuff happened with my son, TPD refused to help me, and Pima County actually did. So, I mean, my hat's off. I'm for law enforcement. I just don't like Nanos. I think that he's, you know, and the other point that I'm going to make
Go ahead.
is that since Nancy has been kidnapped, there's other elderly that have come up missing, but it hasn't made the news.
I'm hearing now. You want to correct me? I've heard there was another. We know about the 65-year-old woman. That was horrible, her son. But I've heard there was another missing woman around the same age. You want to clarify that? Is that true? And then they found her, or that's rumors?
I was told, because I have the crime alert app on my phone,
Right.
and there's been like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
It
Wow.
hasn't just been one.
Wait, three
Three
or
or
four
four.
elderly women. Let's just say elderly. Let's just say over. Well, I'm elderly. Let's just say over 60, right?
Right. These people were older.
Victoria says Nanos is a clown. Just wanted to put that out there. Victoria is a loyal subscriber on all YouTubers. Hello, Victoria. So, what do you think? Have you seen it? I was going to say newspaper. I don't know if anybody has newspaper.
Well, the thing is that you know very well that the news does not always put everything in the news.
Exactly.
They want to keep it quiet.
I know here in Vegas they keep a lot of stuff quiet, but it's not about Vegas. It's about you and your community right now. So yeah, we don't know if we can believe everything. But let's just say for conversation, there's one other person that's elderly or not elderly. I mean, that's certainly...
Well, the only reason... The thing is that being that Savannah Guthrie, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't have made national news, but the main reason why it went national is because of who her daughter is.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I think Sheriff Nanos realized that instantly and said, oh, shit. And then he just let it all go political. And I say political, I don't mean just mean red and blue. I think he made it very political among himself, if you know what I mean. So,
Well, right, and the other thing is, are you aware that he lied on his resume when he came to Pima County?
I am aware of that, and I want to say real quickly, and pause, Whiskey Tango's dropping some gold here for the channel and the homeless. I was not aware of that until the interview brought that up about a month ago. If you asked me that and I didn't see the interview, I would not be aware of it. So I found out by that, yeah. By the way, 68 is not
Apparent-
old. Diane's saying no, and 60 is not old. Actually, 80 is not old anymore. So, interesting that he lied on his resume. I heard he almost his in his prison. I heard that he had a guy almost beat him to death, trying to inject him with some kind of. I guess there was something he needed, some medication or something, and the guy refused. Did you hear that?
I know that. No, but I know that my son was in Pima County Jail, and he's told me that, you can pay deputies to bring in whatever you want.
Whoa!
And that
We are
there's
listening
people-
to Yankee Girl, whose son had some downs and spent a little time in Pima County, and it's almost like bribery. No?
Right, and the thing is, people are dying in jail with fentanyl overdoses.
And he's the sheriff handling the biggest case in Pima County, in
Yep.
Arizona, and probably
Yep.
in the United States in the last, probably ever, in this particular kind of case.
Yep. There's people that, look it up in the last year, how many people have died from fentanyl overdoses in the jail.
Yankee Girl, we appreciate you calling in. My last question. Do you think the Attorney General, the Senator, the Governor, will force him out of Pima County? Him, meaning Sheriff Chris Nanos. Will they just say goodbye, early retirement, make something up, or just fire him? I mean, can it be done? Will it be done? What's your thoughts?
Okay, so they've talked about it in the news quite a lot, but I honestly, I'm blown away that he stayed in there, but I would like to see it happen. Do I really think it's going to happen? No.
Not going to happen.
Nope.
Where's Nancy? Why Nancy? Our prayers for Pima County. Yankee Girl, we couldn't thank you enough on behalf of myself and the channel. You live there. We heard from somebody else, I believe, a few weeks ago that was near that location, but you're right there. You seen Nancy at the doctor's office with Annie. You go to the supermarkets.
Right.
People
Years
are talking
ago.
years ago. People are talking about this
Yep.
because some people are saying they're not talking about it, but no, you're saying people run into each other. They're talking. They're aware of what's going on, and they're people that are mad and scared at the same time. Correct?
Yep, and there's one more thing that
Go ahead.
I haven't gone to anybody and said anything because I don't have the exact date. But my husband and I were at a pawn shop back in 2022. It was the beginning of 22. And we have guns that you put in your pocket or you put it on a side holster. And we did run into somebody that had the front holster just like that guy in the video.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I don't remember what the guy looked like. All I remember is seeing that holster in the front. And nobody wears the holster in the front like that.
Right. Very few to none.
But that was at the Catalina Pond on Flowing Wells back in 22.
That was back in 2022, Catalina Palm. Interesting. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Well, thanks
But,
for...
I mean, I'm not going to call in the hotline number and say, oh, I seen somebody with a front holster back in 2022.
Well, yeah.
That would be wasting their time.
Right. They get so many calls and leads. Right. Well, Yankee Girl.
You have a good night, though.
Well, wait a minute. Thank you so much for calling in and not being shy and giving us... we learned a little... I mean, people are scared. They got dogs. People are training dogs. You actually seen her back in, years ago. People are concerned about this. People are worried about living or not living there, but worried about, can the perp come back? Can the people come back? I still think there's two people, and there's a lot of concern.
Oh, I think there's multiple people too. And
You
the
do?
thing is,
You agree?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the Circle K where they were talking about the footage, by the way, is at Work-On River.
Okay, now had a camera there. Of course.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one that they were talking about in the middle of the night or whatever. They had camera footage.
Mm-hmm.
I recognized the Circle K. It's at Work-On River.
Got it.
But no, I hope that they find her. But honestly, like, I know I look up every day, every other day, is there any updates? And there's not. And I can't believe having, like, that it's drawn out this long.
God willing,
And
if
I
I
hope
get
that
a
you
clear,
find her.
if I get a clear bill of health, I'm going to be out there. Can I buy you a cup of coffee and get together?
Sure.
I'll probably be out there sooner than later. I'm thinking maybe 4 weeks. Unless,
All right.
unless
Well, you
we,
got my number.
I hope I don't. I hope that they solve this, like tomorrow, tonight, whatever. But assuming they don't, let's hope they do. I'm going to be out there. I may have spent
Right.
4 or 5 days, so I'll give you a shot. I got your number privately. Thank you.
Okay.
God bless.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. So, we heard there from Yankee Girl. Lives right there. People are worried. People are upset. People are getting dogs, pit bulls, training them, scared, wondering what's going on. Maybe it wasn't a family. Maybe it was some random. Will happen again. There's been, Yankee Girl said, there's been other missing elderly people. It's not being reported. Hearsay. We don't know. Great call. Thank you, Yankee Girl. All right, what else we have? We have 111 likes, Joe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. If it's your first time here, on behalf of all of us, we appreciate it. Only if you enjoy the content. Like and subscribe and come on board. Appreciate it. We also help out the homeless on here, so thank you so very much. Didn't help out the homeless today or yesterday. I'm a man of my word, and probably one of the first few times I haven't done it back-to-back days. I feel horrible, but my health is important, and doctors and all that. I will be back out tomorrow. For all those who follow me, who support the homeless, I will be out there doubling down, tripling down tomorrow. So thank you so much for supporting the homelessness in Las Vegas. And speaking of homeless, you heard from Yankee Girl, there's a concerning homeless in Pima County as well. Not saying that the homeless are involved in this, just homeless. A lot of states. Kathy's heading out. Bye. Thank you, Chatty, for being here. Kathy, appreciate you. I know I missed a few comments here. Sal for president. I'm thinking about it. Got to be governor first, though. Yeah, Diane, absolutely. You're right. 100%. There's so many missing people, elderly kids, moms and dads, etc. I wish we could help them all. Amen. Whiskey Tango. Amen. Thank you for that. I don't know if I thought thank you earlier for the gifts. Thank you. Oh, Victor, thank you. Thank you all. Victor saying thank you for the live stream. No, thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Matthew Jones is also in the house. I just wanted to say, hey, Sal, how are you doing tonight? Well, Matthew, I'm doing better. Some good news today. Hope you're doing well, Matthew Jones, and thank you for your support. Guys, I really want to say another thing. I know a lot of you subscribe to me because of homeless. I will be doing more homeless videos, live videos. Some of you subscribe to me because of politics. I've said it multiple times on here, guys. What you see is what you get. I kind of got burned out from it. I will certainly cover once every now and then if something big's happening, as far as ending the war and stuff. But I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I certainly love all of you who are want answers. Why Nancy? Where Nancy? Why did this sheriff get? Why is he corrupted? Why does he make so many mistakes? We will also be covering more. Unfortunately, mental illness is a problem. You're gonna have crime. There's so many different stories out there to cover. We might switch it up a little bit, and I also might be going out to Pima County. Cynthia, a husband, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate those kind words. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Cynthia, husband, 106. Thank you so much. Let me just read that comment. Sorry. Let me go ahead and read that. Always enjoy your show. I hope that Nancy Guthrie case is solved sometime soon. Where's the FBI? Enjoy your show, Sal. Stay well. Yeah. And thank you for everything. I think the FBI is doing more than we think. I've called the FBI out, by the way, but I think they're working behind the scenes very hard. I talked to a lot of my FBI friends and detectives, and they said, don't make no mistake, the FBI knows a hell of a lot more than what we know right now. So, Texas, you're out of here. Have a good night, Sir Daniel. Thanks for putting that in the chat. Whoever took Nancy would have known that Savannah was rich. I feel very strongly that this was planned well in advance. I also agree on that comment. I also agree. I agree that this was planned months ago. Months before it happened. Excuse me. Sorry. Late. Months before this horrific kidnapping happened, I think they studied that area probably for 6 months to a year. I think. So. Joe, thank you. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Diane says, I so Ruth Nancy deserves to rest in peace. Her family needs to place visit and honor her. I think the FBI know way more that we know about. Yeah, they do. They do. I want to just stop for a second. Speaking of loyal subscribers, Chris is in the house. Chris says, I don't trust the FBI and the police in Arizona. Sal, read the end of the word. In Arizona. About Nancy Guthrie. I think they're playing with us all. Playing with all of us. Yeah, I mean, but I also think they are kind of hitting behind the scene, and yeah, there's stuff happening, and it might be true what Nanos says. You know, it might be on his defense. It might be true. It might be where that the DNA is continuing to work, and I'm sure they are trying to solve and get the correct DNA, or hair follicles, or nails. I don't know, whatever, or gloves. But the question is, I'll spell it. W-H-Y. Why so long? Why? What's taking so damn long? Yeah, right out of the, James, you're right, James, Todd. Sir Daniel. Read your message here. Yeah, I mean, you guys have, there's no bad comment. I mean, these are all interesting comments in so many ways. Somebody said Nanos is an idiot. Yeah, I mean, he really is. You try to like think of what he's done. Has he done anything that was okay? I can't think of one thing on how he has done anything good. He just, by the people that I know in law enforcement, he made it very personal. Meaning he did it his way. And when you're in law enforcement, you don't show you're a Democrat. You don't show you're a Republican. You don't show anything. You don't show you have an ego. You take your detectives, the best of you have. As soon as you know it's a crime scene, right? You figure it out, it is. And then you have a possible homicide. You huddle up your team very quickly, like in 20 minutes is what I hear. And you get everybody together, the men and the women, the best of the best. And then the ones who are like new, you let them behind that, and you go, your thoughts, your thoughts, your thoughts. They're taught that. Okay, this isn't a Starbucks where we're making cappuccinos with almond milk or a cup of coffee. By the way, I go to Starbucks, I go, give me a cup of coffee, and the girl goes, do you want tall? Or give me a cup of coffee. But anyhow, no disrespect to the Starbucks. This is the crime scene. It doesn't matter if it's Nancy Guthrie, it's a an athlete, a quarterback in the NFL, a soccer player, or any of us. You huddle your team up, you get their thoughts, you get your notepad out, or these days your cell phone, your notes, and you make a decision, what's next? That did not happen. Number two, he ruled out, you spoke into the family. You never speak to the family because I don't care if it's in my family, God forbid, or any of our families, you can't ever let the family escape. They're a suspect until you get they're always a suspect. You can never clear them. They can pass a lie detector test. You don't need to arrest them. You don't need to detain them. But you never make the mistake on asking the family. You ask the family a couple things. What was her last, what's missing from that closet? Pajamas. What color? Well, let's see what pajamas she had. She had this, this, and this in the closet. She's missing this. Shoes. Of course, in reverse order. How's her health? Those are the questions. Pacemaker. Thank you. You don't ask other questions. Who took her home? That's it. Family's out of it. And the press conference, he should have never said, oh, the family's out of the situation. Huge mistake. And this is not what I'm saying. This is from 99% of law enforcement that I know, and probably you know. If not 99, 100. So he was just, and that's why a lot of people think he's involved. And you're either stupid, lazy, or in on it. Either way, you got to go. You got to be fired. People need to step into this, Attorney General, and get rid of this guy. So, interesting. All right, so I have time to take one call. If anybody wants to call in, maybe something we haven't heard or something regarding Nanos. Why did he come out today, make a statement? Any thoughts on last night with Savannah Guthrie speaking, begging, using the words begging, using the word ours, meaning ours, the family, hurt, stressed, broken down, different kind of interview. And also, why is it Savannah speaking? Why isn't Annie? Why isn't the brother? Why isn't anybody else speaking? Sometimes when you have a new face, a new voice, if the people who did this crime are watching, maybe they think different. Why is it always Savannah? Well, we know she's on NBC. Her face is out there. Everybody knows her, but why not another relative, a cousin? Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Yeah, why isn't Annie or their brother? Right. Cameron. I don't know why I have trouble remembering his name. But Cameron. I just thought of it now. Cameron. Why isn't a male voice coming on? You know? He's in the Air Force, or he was in the Air Force, and God bless our military men and women. God bless you all. Why isn't he coming on with a different voice? Or as Kara says, maybe, why isn't Tommaso coming on? I have a question. Did Nancy Guthrie have a boyfriend? Relationship? Sal, come on. 84-year-old women don't date. Why not? They have companionships. That's not old anymore. Maybe she had a friend. Are they investigating a friend, a boyfriend? Are they looking into that? Possible. Mental illness in somebody in the family. Cousin. Renee Smith says she could have had a boyfriend. You know, her husband passed away many years ago. People get lonely. They go to church together. They go to movies together. They have lunch together. Are they looking at that? Maybe. Maybe, Carmen. You know, maybe she trusted somebody in her life. And that person she trusted went south and did this horrible thing, you know? Could that be? I'm sure the FBI have looked at that. I'm sure they have read her Facebook. There's people who are 84 have a Facebook or her phone, and they can get messages from her phone. Hopefully they're looking at it. I'm sure they are. Tomato qualifies as a mental case. Yeah? But, and I continue to say, Joe, I lean that way, but at this time, what is today, 28th? 27th, 28th? At July 28th, he's still innocent. There's no leads. But I think things are cooking. I think they're watching him. When I say him, Tommaso, Tomato. Renee says, I think Savannah knows. You know, Renee, the way she spoke last night, we can hear it again if you guys want. It sounds like to me that she probably thinks she knows who did this, or probably limit her. She's probably thinking she's got it down to 2 people, 3 people. Thank you so much for the 119 likes. Appreciate it. Joe just brought my attention. Thank you guys. Wow. I think so, Mr. Mikey. I'm hoping that they looked into all that. Her Facebook, her Instagram if she had one, her text message. We will see, guys, what will happen tomorrow. Well, today we had Nanos put a statement out. We heard from Savannah. It all could be coincidence, 6 months. We heard Brian Hinton. We've seen Brian Hinton on a short video. He's made it clear that they don't want to speak to him. However, he was filming. I am not knocking Brian Hinton, guys. But he was filming for about 40 seconds to a minute. Interesting. I'm going to bring it up. Ready? Let me say this. Brian Hinton does a great job. But he's out there. He filmed right in front of the house. But some of the streamers filmed, and they got charged with misdemeanors and felonies. Now, they've been released, but News Nation went out and did a 50-second, 1-minute video. I don't think nothing should happen to Brian Hinton either, but it was okay, right? And I'll go a little farther. When all the news nations were out there, when all the news outlets were out there, CNN, Fox, and all of them, nothing happened. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know. I don't know what's the difference. I don't think anybody should be arrested. It's their First Amendment. As long as they're not trespassing, going over their yard, then it should be fine. Apparently, Alex, Criminal Network, who I met once, good guy. He can't go back there for a while. I don't know if it's a month or less or 2. How do they make that? How do they make that law up? I'd be pissed. Try that with me. Why? What did he do wrong? They grabbed the guy. Resisted arrest. They shook him up. On what cause? They have admitted that they had to do it. They should be sued. Renee, thanks for putting that back in there, putting that on there, reminding me and everybody. Yes, great comment. Good question, Chris. In the millions, right? There's something else I forgot with Savannah yesterday. I want to go back and watch it, if you don't mind, because a friend of mine said something. It's right there, but I can't. It was something with money. Because far as I know, and what we know, the Guthrie family didn't put much money out there, right? I believe it came from the FBI. Yes or no? And I don't think the money came from the Guthrie, Savannah. Maybe a little bit, but I'm going to go back and watch that, I think. Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch it. Oh, this is hot. Wow, what time is it? It's 9:15, and this is hot. It just gives you a perspective on how hot it gets in Vegas. 9:15, and this thing is like my iPad. 1 million, Carmen? Was it 1 million? I just moved to Arizona from Vegas. Well, it's just as hot here as, I mean, probably Arizona's a little hotter, right, Kathy?
The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. The world can be
So nothing has
an unforgiving place.
I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? We watched this a couple times yesterday. We just watched it twice now. She's certainly speaking. It's almost for me. Well, she's definitely speaking to perhaps plural the people who did this, but I get the feeling from the chat tonight and last night, and even myself, that deep down inside, Savannah knows or has her thoughts on who did this horrific to our mother. What do you guys think? I thought I had some about money in there, but I guess that was something. That was the other one. Yeah, so much sad. You can just see her. I mean, she's literally bleeding in the inside, so to speak. You know, yeah, it's got to be very difficult. It's one thing knowing when you lose a relative. A lot of us have lost our moms, our fathers, our brothers and sisters, and may they all rest in peace. But it's another thing, the unknown, hoping first few weeks, maybe she's out there, first few days, first few weeks. Now 6 months goes by, Sunday. And Pima County, I believe she's pissed. I believe she's pretty much washed her hands with Pima County. And she's probably a little aggravated FBI. And I believe she has her thoughts. And I'm just going to come out and say it. There's a chance that she thinks a family member knows something. And she just can't say. Well, a couple reasons. The FBI probably said, don't say. And also, it might just make things worse for the family around. I'm not saying that's the right thing. And we're not even sure it's the family. But I think she kind of knows. I really do. What do you guys think? Wow, Brian Itton. He just came on. Not our live, but his YouTube thing just shot up. I don't know if he has a new video out. Sir Daniel, I believe she lived too far away. Have any type of idea who would do this to her mother? That's just my opinion, Sir Daniel. I believe it was done for a statement. Yeah, it could be. Everything kind of froze up in my chat. Palon, it's okay tonight, the cigar. It's the same cigar I've been smoking. It's kind of got like a more of a pepper Palon to it, and a little spiciness that I like my spicy peppers, but a little, I don't know, just not as great as the normal cigars I've smoked in the past. It's not bad. Yeah, I think Brian's in Arizona tonight, or he was. No, not a Camacho. It's a Dominican. It's a house blend. I think I will get a Camacho tomorrow, though, Palon. Sal, how do we know that Annie and Tommaso are not in their residence? We don't know. You know, people are just, you know, and that's okay. A lot of people think they're in Italy because he's Italian. He's from Sicily. Some think he's in organized crime. But how do we not know that he's in that house? Well, you know, we don't know because there's no streamers there, Sir Daniel, right? There's nobody really watching that house. We did know when the streamers are out there, you didn't see him much. I think Alex caught him once. Maybe some of the other streamers have caught him once or twice. But, yeah, we don't know if they're actually in their house. We just don't know. I'm just thinking they're not in Italy. I don't think they would go for the reasons I said a little while ago. They could be there, but I doubt it. I'm sure they are, RS. I'm sure they are. So, that's that. Close the iPad up. JLR was sent A&T pictures of them in Italy. I'm sure, but, you know, I mean, it could be, Renee, but, you know, was it AI? I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, maybe they went for a week, a day or two. And if they did go, the FBI is keeping an eye on them. Again, guys, if you're just coming in, I don't think the FBI is rolling out anybody. I think they're all suspects. I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI behind closed doors are looking at Pima County and the sheriff himself, not the whole department. So, you know, they're all suspects because where's Nancy? Where's the remains? No answers. They're keeping them all close. So, yes, they could be in Italy, perhaps. We don't know. It could have been AI. Could have been them there. Natasha, I don't think I said hello to you, and I apologize. I want to say hello, Natasha. I think they should go to the neighbor's pool that was being poured with cement at the time of her going missing. Dig that up. Wow, Natasha. Yeah. How about that, Natasha? How about that? Why not? Problem is a search warrant and practical calls, and it, I don't know. I don't still know how evidence. They got to have something. You know, I remember speaking to JLR, who investigates, who does a great job. In my opinion, good guy. I remember JLR. It's getting late, guys. Looking at the sewage. I remember looking at the sewage with, and that's always a possibility too, that they could have put Nancy in the sewage, and then there was nothing more on that. So much stuff that we just don't know behind the scenes. Did they go back to? Did they ever go back to the sewage? I'm sure they did go back 2 times, 3 times, but we just don't know. We know when the streamers are there, who did a fantastic job covering the angles, but even them, they weren't there 24/7. Well, I guess a few of them were, but you know what I mean. But we just don't know. Maybe they went back again recently. I don't know how much they would get, but Renee says, and Renee, thank you so much for being here and for your comments, says it's been at least 3 months, since A&T have been home. But then again, I don't know what kind of proof. I hear you, Renee. Probably true, but what kind of, what proof? Is there anybody out there in front of their yard watching them morning to night? It's probably true, but again, we just don't have that proof. Michelle, call Sal. Yeah, call in, Michelle. I'll take one more call. We'll see. We've been on for an hour. I'll stay on a little bit longer if anybody wants to call in, Michelle. Absolutely, the lines are open. A neighbor of theirs. Oh, okay. Thank you. That makes it a little bit complete, Renee. And if you didn't see Renee's comment, it just says a neighbor of theirs comes on JLR. Got it. Okay. Let me read Joe's comment here. And then the fact that Savannah doesn't mention, I quote, Annie or Tommaso, and very suspect. Annie and Tommaso is very... I think that was in another state. Wasn't that in Springfield, Ohio? And there was no proof of that. Eating the dogs, the cats, the goldfish. There was never no proof. Hey, thank you so much for the 133 likes. I appreciate each and every one of you, my loyal subscribers, new subscribers, older subscribers. Appreciate you all. Different neighbor. But, again, like Yankee Girl, people are talking about it in that area, in Tucson. People are aware. Some people are worried. Scared, getting dogs. Some people aren't scared. Some people think that whoever did this can come back. It's got to be a little strange. Like, imagine living in that 5-mile range, 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles in that area, knowing that this happened. That's a beautiful area, as Yankee Girl said. Tucson's beautiful, what I see. Yeah, they have a homeless problem, but beautiful mountains, bobcats, nature, buried in nature. Yeah, Joe. Whiskey Tango, never a problem. You work hard, my friend. God bless you. We appreciate each time you're on here. And thank you, everything you do for the donations. Not a problem. You don't have to explain. Renee, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I think I've heard on one of his lives her come on, or a few neighbors come on the JLR because he was out there. Michelle says, Sal, please look back at my comment. Let's go back. Let's go back to Michelle. Michelle, look back at my look back at my comment. Michelle, I'm going back. True Kara. I'm going back. I'm still going back. Oh, okay, Kara. I would think he want to watch that. Watch what? Watch what? Let's see. Oh, Kara, I sent him the comment many times. I know he can't read them all. Try to get this attention on so he can be aware of it. Sal, when you get a minute, look at Ashley. Banfield. That's right. Ashley Banfield put out a today good interview. Ashley Banfield. Let's do that. Is that the one? Ashley Banfield. Three hours ago? Let's check it out.
Local matters. Who you hire matters. The Richard Harris Law Firm.
Hey, have you been researching dental implants? Did you know you can now get permanent teeth in just 24 hours?
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious. Well. It took a 17-year-old guy from Canada, who is a rising senior in high school, to put Chris Nanos, the sheriff of Pima County in Arizona, to the test. And to make some very big headlines in the Savannah Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie missing persons case. Sheriff Nanos hasn't granted a lot of interviews, and certainly very few to the major networks and the big podcasts of late. We are 6 months into the case of Nancy Guthrie with still no answers, no leads certainly that have been made public.
Billy, thank you, Billy.
No solutions
Kim,
as
hi.
to where she is and
hey,
where
Devin.
the porch guy is. But there's so many questions, right, still afoot. And looking back all these months, a lot of questions about maybe there have been some missteps along the way. And this young man named Wyatt Sharp asked those questions. So first and foremost,
thank you for the gifts.
Since he was about 12, because Wyatt Sharp reached out to me and asked if he could interview me, and said, I have a YouTube show and I interview, big name people like the Prime Minister of Canada. And I thought, who is this kid? And I clicked the link and I watched his show and I thought, this is a really smart 12-year-old kid. I'm doing this interview. And since then, I've helped Wyatt Sharp along.
Billy, thank you for the gifts.
His career. And boy, what a career it is. If you've ever seen his show, it's called The Sharp Exchange. Highly advise that you check it out.
10
and
times.
Subscribe. He's just a really brilliant interviewer. And I'm not going to say kid. He's actually one of the smarter journalists I know, and has been for years. He's a prodigy.
Sorry about the shaking, guys. I was getting a water.
Wait for it. We're all going to work for Wyatt 1 year. But I will say this. He scored the interview with Sheriff Chris Nanos, and he asked a lot of really pointed questions that I think the sheriff might not have been expecting, because there were big, long pauses in many of the answers that the sheriff was going to. I think maybe the sheriff thought, it's a high school project. This will be a breeze. Not so. This was a tough interview, and Wyatt made some very big headlines. Like headline number one, Wyatt was able to...
Billy, thank you.
Assess how Chris Nanos, the sheriff of Pima County, feels about the FBI director, Kash Patel. And he was highly critical. Listen to this exchange between Wyatt and Sheriff Chris Nanos.
Well, I don't know the FBI director, never met him. So my relationship is what we see or hear as you do on the news.
Okay, so there you have it. That's a rift, and a bit shocking that the sheriff has not spoken with the FBI director, because this is a really high-profile case.
Right.
Right? Really high-profile case. The FBI director's been in Tucson, met with this team. You know, there's this joint task force between the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. They've been working on this for 6 months, and the FBI director was there. And the president weighed in on this case. Hate to say, the president said like 6 months ago, "Whoa, we're real close to, you know, resolving this." The word's not his, but no, that was not the case. And what the heck information was the president getting? And I only assume he was getting it from his FBI director. So what information did Kash Patel have from his field office? And why no communication between the homicide detectives from Pima County and the FBI field office agents? This is nuts to me, but great headline that Wyatt scored. And not only that, he was able to say that the core group of investigators is still the same. I'm wondering how long it's going to take for it to dissipate, but at least Chris Nanos said that core group is still there. Here's how he put it.
But the core membership has been there from day one, and they continue to meet daily.
Huge headline that Wyatt was able to score as well with the sheriff of Pima County, and that was that, you know, all this discussion about the unknown male DNA that was found inside the home of Nancy Guthrie, DNA that didn't belong to anybody, that Nancy had in her immediate circle, so maybe it's the killer / the kidnapper. Well, that was just this big hot mess. I mean, it went down to a very, very reputable lab in Florida. But then after that, we could get very little information about what are you doing with it? What's happening with that? All we heard was, well, it's a mixture and we got to separate it and it's a really tricky process. So like, no, come on. Lots of crime scenes have mixtures. And so this one did too. But the headline that Wyatt was able to get was that they are actually doing what we were thinking they might be doing. And that is forensic genetic genealogy, fanning out to the tens, hundreds, or thousands of people that might share a little bit of that DNA and figuring out if they might have a connection to the person whose DNA it actually is. And that is a gumshoe detective process that could take months and years. And that is what the sheriff actually conceded and confirmed to Wyatt Sharp that that's the process they're in right now. Here's how he put it.
We're doing all of it. And that's really the labs are doing it all. They're looking at genealogy, but they're also looking at specific pieces of evidence that they're hoping to get enough codi to say, this is who we're looking at.
If you accidentally crack someone's driveway or damage their siding, would your business be covered or would that be out of pocket?
He's a young kid.
Enough codi to say, this is who we're looking at.
And then the big question. Wyatt asked Sheriff Nanos if he thinks that Nancy Guthrie is still alive. Listen to the answer, because I think this is very telling. Obviously, so many people think after 6 months, how could she possibly be alive? And we almost expect the sheriff to say that, but here's how he put it.
I believe that I'm going to support the Guthrie family every way possible. And if they believe she's alive, so do I.
And then the big question. I assume there's an open line of communication.
Sandra, good evening, my
Savannah
friend.
Guthrie and her family and
how are you?
The County Sheriff's Department through the sheriff himself. And Wyatt asked very pointedly, have you been speaking with Savannah? And the answer was pretty astounding. Apparently not. Have a listen.
Well, our relationship is a good relationship. I mean, these are tough times. But no, I have not spoken with Savannah recently. She has my contact number, as you and the rest of the world seems to have. But she's very gracious, and she doesn't need to contact the sheriff. She needs a team that she's very well aware of that works with her, and she's in contact with them at any moment of day, any time of day that she needs to.
So naturally, I wanted to ask, Wyatt about all.
Let's pause it for a second and discuss. I mean, interesting. No disrespect, that 17-year-old. But it's how he feels comfortable. No disrespect. That young man. Wow. When I was 17, we'll leave it at that. But why not interview with Brian Itten? And a couple things. You heard him say not much communication with Savannah. It's almost like Savannah is speaking to the FBI, like I've said, right? I don't think they're in good relations, okay? And I think Nanos just feels comfortable with a low-budget radio station. No, this is not a low budget. This is a young man who has, you know, the courage to go out there. But it's almost like he's just, again, confused. It's almost like they're saying be very careful on who you go. I mean, obvious. I don't think the again, I'll say this again, the authorities in Arizona, it's making Arizona look very, very, the whole state, not just Pima County. Yeah, I mean, you heard him say it there himself, Nanos. She has my number. She can reach out, but I don't think Savannah wants to. In fact, I'll go a little farther, like somebody said an hour ago. I think Savannah's lost hope. I think she's at the point where she's just biting her tongue because she probably feels if she does call them out, it could make things even worse. Yes or no? You know, if Savannah would call them out and it would just make it worse. Yeah, Michelle, exactly. And no disrespect to that young journalist. I mean, yeah, I don't. Oh, does he have a YouTube channel? I mean, that's impressive. I mean, you got to think about it. He's on there where most people are having a hard time getting an interview, right? The only interviews he's had was with his local news station a few times and a radio station that backs him up. And I believe that he's probably telling them what to ask, in my opinion. All right, I can go back to it. I just got to be careful with like copyrights and everything. So it's good just to discuss a little bit. So I will go back to it a little bit longer here. I know it's getting late for a lot of us, but we'll go back a little bit more. Let me flip it. All right, there it is.
The other questions that he asked Chris Nanos, and also what conducting this interview was like, and whether he thought that maybe he got this interview because the sheriff just thought he was some 17-year-old kid and doesn't know that he's this like prodigy who's one of the better journalists alive today. And so here's my conversation with Wyatt, and listen carefully because there's a lot of stuff that he touched on that we're going to talk about in this interview. You've heard me talk about OneSkin before, and what keeps standing out is that it...
Obviously, I'm going to ask because that's what you do as a journalist and as someone in the media. But I thought to myself, I'm going to do it, and probably nothing's going to come of it because there's,
My
hundreds,
pleasure.
if not thousands, of outlets around the world and, in the United States who are requesting interviews with him. And so I did it, and sure enough, he responded and said, yes, I'd be happy to, which, looking back on and reflecting on it, I'm sure was in part due to my age. Maybe he thought that being 17 years old, I
Right.
probably would, scale myself back from some of the more difficult questions. But I think he might have been a little bit surprised with perhaps the magnitude of the questions that he got.
Well, and I'm going to get there because you did ask him
Wow.
something at the end of your interview.
Very
which
mature.
I think is very telling how he answered it. We'll play that in a bit. But let's get to the headlines that really you were able to make in this interview.
Yeah.
Salute.
He went after Kash Patel, the FBI
Yeah.
director. So what did you ask and what did he say?
Yes, so Kash Patel did an interview on Fox News where he had claimed that if the FBI, the bureau that he oversees, had obtained access to the scene earlier, that they would have been able to help with more forensic evidence and kind of get more on the ground investigation done than if it was just the Pima County Sheriff's Department on their own, which Chris Nanos took almost offense to in a way. He said Kash Patel is misinformed. He said when Kash Patel goes out there and makes statements like the one that he did in that Fox News interview, it doesn't help anybody. He said it hurts the case, was his words. So definitely a lot of, I think, frustration between them. And the most interesting part to me that I thought was very puzzling was he said that he has never spoken to the FBI director, Kash Patel, which if you're having this public back and forth, in the media, what sense does it make to not call the person who is overseeing the investigation, not just any other case, but one that has captivated the nation, if not the world?
Well, and that, Kash Patel's boss weighed in on early. I remember him on Air Force One saying, "Oh, we're close. We're close to getting some kind of resolution." Those are my words, not President Trump's. But I recall thinking, well, clearly the president has spoken with the FBI director, and the FBI director must be dialed in on the ground in Tucson. So it is astounding to think that they've never spoken.
Yeah, totally. And I think for me, there was a certain part of me when I was asking that question, right, that I was like, he might just say and take the approach, which he did, that it's unorthodox for the FBI director to be involved in a direct case, right, with the local sheriff's department. But my pushback on that was, yeah, but sir, it's not any other case, right? This does not get the same parameters that any other case does. You have thousands of leads, which does not happen with cases that aren't in the public eye. You have, different
This 17-year-old is correct
that you aren't able to verify the authenticity of. When a case is this public, clearly you should have the FBI director involved in conversation. So I was just very, very surprised when he said, I've never, not only just with respect to this case, has he never had a conversation with Kash Patel? He said he's never met Kash Patel at all, which again was just very surprising.
You've got a subscription for streaming movies and music, maybe even one for food. The plan from HomeServe is like a subscription for peace of mind.
At all, which again was just very surprising.
Well, it's this case only that makes me surprised about that, because Kash Patel was there. I mean, early in the case, the FBI director was actually in Tucson. He was clear to, us that it wasn't because of the Nancy Guthrie case, that he was going to be there anyway. But obviously, he was there, and he met with the team that's working this case. And there's been this this joint task force between Pima County Sheriff's Department and the homicide investigators and the FBI local, field agents there. So it is a little surprising, but I'll move on.
Fabian!
There's a lot of weird stuff in this case.
What's going on, my friend? God bless you.
I asked him about
2 years already,
I was
almost.
trying to get him to quantify or at least make some kind of a comparison between what the task force was like at the...
I'm sorry, everybody. I know we're engaged on this video. We're gone for one. I apologize, but we have a loyal subscriber, as you can see here. 23 months of membership. I have to stop it. I apologize. Fabian, we're doing good, my friend. Good to see you. Everything's good, Fabian. Just got a little rip in the elbow I've been going through. But we'll talk about that privately if you want. Good to see you, my friend. It's not on notice. Appreciate almost 2 years of membership. It's amazing. Love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Sandra, every single one of you. Members, new subscribers, older subscribers, subscribers that stuck around. We got off of politics a little bit. It's amazing. I'm overwhelmed. I really appreciate it. And Maribel has a YouTube channel, Fabian, and she's building it up. So when you get around to it, Fabian, Maribel Parrot 4, she's like, where's Fabian? So all birds, no DJing, no politics. I know you're laughing, Fabian. Birds, parrots. So thank you, Fabian. Great to see you. Great to see you. I'll go back to the video a little bit. Sorry, guys, but that's a good friend of mine, and just a great guy.
Very beginning compared to what it is like now, and he was definitely inferring that it has shrunk a little bit, but he did confirm that the core investigative team has remained together since the beginning of the case, which is not surprising necessarily, but we can get into this in a little bit. But he also talked a lot about some of the tactics that investigators have been using in terms of what types of DNA they're gathering and such as well. But again, I'm sure we can get into that shortly.
Well, that's exactly where I want to go, because, every one of us has been wondering how much atrophying has happened with that task force. And understandably, in every case, we are past the 6-month mark. Those numbers dwindle. They have to. There are other crimes. There are other...
Yeah, I'm going to pause it there, guys.
Elsewhere.
I think that 17-year-old journalist, YouTube channel, he's got some, excuse me, ladies, balls. Anybody, I know Nick Shirley's older, but he's doing a good job. I think Chris Nanos, we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, if you're just coming in. And speaking of Nanos, came out. And I want to say thank you. Michelle, I think it was Michelle. No, it wasn't. It was Michelle. Said, Sal, I've been getting your attention. And I'm sorry, guys. I tried to get all the messages. But Michelle, I'm glad I did go back. And, oh, good, Fabian. Thank you. She'll look forward to. And some funny ones, Fabian. You'll see me in there. But nonetheless, Nanos probably thought, yes, thank you, Michelle. Nanos probably said, hey, it's a young guy, 17 years old. What can he ask? I do agree. Somebody said political. I agree. We should make it political. I agree with that comment. But at least he had an interview, and I think Nanos got caught a little bit off guard. Now, I haven't watched the whole thing. If you guys want to, you know where the video's at. Ashley Banfield, subscribe, and you can watch the rest of it. It is getting late here, and but I want to thank you, Michelle, for getting a little bit of that video. And again, if you're just coming in late, where's Nancy? Why Nancy? 6 months Sunday. Nanos came out after Savannah came out last night, and Victor, love you, my friend. Thank you. And it's like, is it all coincidence? Maybe. I don't think so. I think Nanos is worried. He's probably worried about the heat coming down on him. Who's the heat? Attorney General, senators, governors. Even though they're in bed together, it's like, I better come out and say something. So that's where we're at. So, oh, I agree, Michelle. No. I just didn't see your comment, Michelle. And no, I 100% agree. And I try not to make it political too, but on here. But yeah, it was interesting. I'm gonna watch the rest of it, afterwards. Joe, thank you for that support again in the memberships each and every time you're on here, Joe. And our deepest prayers. Be strong. I talked to you earlier off screen. I'm here for you. If you need me, text me, call me. You'll do well. And 1 hour at a time. Joe's, everybody's going through. We have some great times in life. We have a roller coaster at times. People have financial problems, deaths, and we're all here for each other as much as possible. Not just here on this live. Fabian has a YouTube channel, any live where you have a good community. We're all here, and we can do whatever we can to help you kind of, feel relief in some ways. If you're going through any kind of problems, guys, we're all here. And these live chats, majority of the time, are good stuff comes out. Yes, you have a couple heat cups here and there. Oh, Fabian, I don't know if you're still here. Fabian, I don't know if you're still here. Fabian, let me know if you're here. I know you got to go. Real quick, Fabian, if you've seen that your mod, I've taken away all mods. Fabian, God, I will reach out to you. Are you here, Fabian? Fabian, I haven't seen you in a while. Maybe you came on. I know I don't have to explain it to you. I know you're probably going okay. I took away all mods. I just thought it was the best interest to the channel. And I hope that everybody understands that. I've taken it away about 2 months ago, maybe, and including Maribel. I just thought it was the best interest to keep it wide open. If there's anything too serious, we can still have that ability to remove. I don't know if Fabian's still here. I haven't seen Fabian in a while, so wanted to explain that. But I know in Fabian, he's probably saying, you don't have to explain, Sal. But yeah. I mean, I like to hear all perspectives, all YouTubers, 17 years old, 84-year-old, 60-year-old, male or female. Everybody has different views, different live streams. And, if you don't like it, you can move on to the next. So, all right. Guess what, guys? I'm going to probably, I'm going to give a 2-minute warning. And if you're new to my channel, just a little courtesy for those who are interacting with each other. And I love that you guys chat back and forth. We have a great community here. And just you guys to say the good nights and maybe your last comment. If anybody wants to do a last comment with me, I'll be on for 2 more minutes. and I will be back live tomorrow. Oh, Michelle, no, thank you. And Michelle, I'm apologizing again. Michelle, I don't ignore comments. I know sometimes people feel, I know I'm on live chats. Oh my goodness, they didn't see mine. I try to read them all. You know, I get going with the conversation. It wasn't a whole lot on here, I guess. There's probably no excuse to miss it. But I get engaged with the videos and this, that, whatever. If I ever miss anything, or super chat, or membership, or yeah, just do what you said, Michelle, or anybody, not just Michelle. Go back. Sal, can you go back when you get a chance? I'm glad I did. If I ever miss anything, it's not easy sometimes, guys, you know. So I just want to put that out there. Never hate me for it. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to be out of here. Thank you for all your prayers for me. Sounds like I might be okay for the immediate future. Prayers for Joe. Joe's going through a situation with a brother. Prayers for each and every one of you. We will continue with the Nancy Guthrie, but we're also going to cover other situations, other people out there, and we took a turn covering more of crime. For those who want to cover politics, we will cover things that happen. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bless you. Have a great, whatever's left of this Tuesday. Have a fantastic Wednesday, 1 hour at a time. Have a great rest of your week. I hope to see more comments after the live. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Support the homeless when you can. How do you do that? Just go on a video, hit the like, or don't hit the like. Watch it. Share the video on your platforms of Facebook and Instagram, so we can get more great people like each and every one of you to participate and continue building. We're getting close to 48,400. Wow. Take care, guys. All because of you guys, not me. Thank you. It's not unnoticed. All because of you guys. Love you. If it wasn't you guys, I'm not even on here, on the platform. God bless. I'm out. Good night, Whiskey Tango. That was great to see Fabian. Love you, Sandra. Lindsay, take care. Take care.